From Oscar Steakhouse, inside the Plaza Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, you're on the corner of Main Street. Welcome to the only podcast produced by and recorded in the Las Vegas Hotel Casino. From gaming to dining to entertainment to sports to Vegas history, this is the place to be for the inside scoop, because this is the place to be downtown. Now, here's Plaza CEO Jonathan Jossel.
Welcome to the first recording of On the Corner of Main Street. We are live. To my left, we have the CEO of the Plaza Hotel, Jonathan Jossel.
Oh, it's all the staff clapping. Literally, your minion. I mean, I don't want to make it awkward.
No, the rabbi's not on the payroll. The rabbi's not on the payroll.
He's still clapping, too.
And Adair's here.
To my right, we have Scott Robin, also known as Vital Vegas. I'm Gary Vickery.
Clap. Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you. Rabbi, your son is not clapping. If you could, thank you.
We have Bonnie, Adair. I can't see Bonnie. You're in the way.
Bonnie, she's
Hi,
the
Bonnie.
best.
Thanks for being here.
Huge
And we have the
influencer.
Plaza housekeeping team. Look at that turnout.
They're all here in support.
Oh, somebody to clap for Jonathan. That's so raises for everyone.
So, Esme, Kompovic's coming. I see Kompovic. So what are we doing here? We're sitting outside in the boiling heat. Why are we doing this?
We're celebrating the one-year anniversary of the Carousel Bar opening, the smoke-free slot area, as well as PinkBox Donuts. The whole reimagination of Main Street is fully active, and it's celebrating its first birthday.
Some might say the Michael Jordan of Main Street.
Some might say that,
No,
yes.
No, that's not a good equivalency because PinkBox makes more money than any professional athlete per year. Anybody you can pick.
PinkBox does do
McGregor, doesn't matter.
well.
PinkBox makes more in revenue.
PinkBox is a hit, and we'll be talking about that in a little bit with Michael Crandall, the partner in PinkBox. Definitely the one thing people questioned more than anything was, do you really want to put a giant pink donut in the front of your building? I think you were one of them, Scott.
Whatever.
You kind of nixed me on that one, but it turned out to be okay.
Yeah, it's hard to predict the future, and I did not predict the way the design would be so visible from Fremont Street. And if you look at the front of PinkBox, the sign is actually skewed. It's not centered, it's skewed toward Fremont, which was an absolutely genius move because you can see it all the way down the street. And in the middle of the night, when you're drinking, allegedly, the one thing you want to see is a giant donut. It wouldn't really matter what that thing was, but if you're hungry, it's like magnetism.
I mean, Americans do love donuts. In England, if you like a donut, right, Kompovic? You're shaking your head, yeah.
It's crumpets.
In England, if you like a donut, you get one donut. Here, you get 12. What donut are you eating? What are you eating over there? She doesn't even know. Is it good?
It's good.
And you're feeding the pigeons as well, which is good. That's nice.
Oh, boy. There's a big scandal about pigeons on Fremont. I don't know if you know this.
What's that?
So you've got a couple here, but they used to be all along Fremont Street all the time. The pigeons disappeared. So the rumor is that someone on Fremont Street has eradicated the pigeons through hostile means. And I'm the only one who questioned it because I'm fascinated by pigeons and how pigeons sometimes they just have little stubs.
Gary, are you going to cut him off or should I?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, you're fascinated with pigeons. Did you and Mike Tyson?
You're like the host. You're meant to take control when the guy starts talking about killing pigeons. That's not really what...
this is important. So with pigeons, when it's a nub, it's because of human hair. They walk in hair.
Okay, now, Sue and Esme, are we ruining the vibe at the Carousel Bar? Because I feel like the music's down there. Are we killing the vibe over there? They got all these nice people sitting over there, and they have to listen to Scott. They have to listen to Scott talk about pigeons.
They're into it. What's up, Carousel Bar?
Okay, good.
That was a great addition to the Plaza. It does get tough on the warmer days, but really that's just a couple of months, and you have misters. And I think people that are walking up don't care how hot it is. They're getting their slushy drinks on the other side. And the folks that want to play video poker don't care. Video poker players don't really care about temperature. They care about winning. And so
winning
these
is good.
booths. It's beautiful.
But there is a piece missing from the Carousel Bar as of last week. Anybody know what happened to my martini glass that used to be there? Nancy, what did you do to my martini glass that was right there? It used to be Gil, where's my martini glass?
How about someone from the general public?
Are we
Bonnie,
supposed to
you
be
must know. She follows me on Twitter. So, should I say it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go for it.
Scott, take control.
Well, the way I described it in the Vital Vegas blog was that the martini glass was assaulted in an unprovoked attack. A gentleman wandered through in his socks, and he bumped the martini glass roughly. It was not consensual. The top of the martini glass broke and shattered. It will not be replaced. It was a national treasure that everybody at Plaza sort of hated. So they're thrilled that it was broken, but that does not encourage people. There's beautiful horsies. They're too tall for people to touch. But please, like, this is why we can't have nice things.
The martini glass, a week or two prior, had a girl laying in the martini glass. Luckily, that didn't take it down. But then the drunk in socks finally killed my martini glass. Probably won't come back. Too much risk, not enough reward. And frankly, the reward was a few million social media impressions because I shared surveillance footage, which some might say was scripted.
Well, just bring in another very fragile thing, and you'll just have a constant source of PR. Not that people drink or tweak downtown, but more than likely someone's going to push on everything you put up. So just make it sturdy and get as much as you can out of it in PR value if something happens. That's the general rule.
So we are here talking about all of our new venues, but what else is new, Scott? What have you been up to? What's going on in the industry? What are you... Break some scoop live here on Main Street in front of this team.
So this scoop has not been shared anywhere else. So a while back, we can talk about other properties. That's one of the great things about this podcast at the Plaza. Jonathan and team will talk about any subject. Nothing is off limits. They will praise other casinos, which is unheard of. You will never see another casino doing that. So a while back, there was an unruly customer at a nightclub at Wynn, and this customer got upset because they wouldn't open their nightclub an hour early just for this high roller. So he went across the street to Resorts World and put a giant message on Resorts World, the size of the entire screen. They were very disparaging of the Wynn, and they were disparaging of one of the VIP hosts. So,
Scott, sorry to interrupt you.
Yes.
This story's a year old. Why are you telling it now?
Because they're scoop.
Oh, good. Okay, keep going.
Thank you. I have an eye for scoop.
As you're telling this story, he's having people take close-ups of his shoes right now, which look amazing.
No, they should. But when I get to the good part of this story, come back to me. So at the time, this high roller was actually arrested for threatening this VIP host. Well, today, the VIP host at Wynn filed a lawsuit against this whale, this high roller, for threatening him, for threatening his family, for doing all this crazy stuff. And I think they're going to go after Resorts World as well for putting those horrible messages on the side of their hotel. So that is fresh. My blog is quoted in the lawsuit, so of course I thought it was a big deal.
That's a big deal. Is he still a Wynn employee?
He is a Wynn employee. He got additional security at his home. He was very worried because this kid, he's like a trust fund baby, and he threatened his life. He said, my dad is going to send an enforcer over to take care of this guy. Like, it was horrible.
How many times have you been named in a lawsuit as Vital Vegas?
Oh, I was remember when Wynn sued
There's a big
Resorts
smile on his
World?
face.
Yeah. No, because Wynn sued Resorts World for looking too much like Wynn, and they included one of my tweets that said, hey, have you noticed how much Resorts World looks like Wynn? So I was in that one. I was the focus of one from Sahara. But
that one you were the subject matter, not the scoop provider.
Yeah, not exactly. Well, I was included, but I won, and they paid all my legal fees.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So you can
coming?
talk about anything on this podcast.
Are you coming tonight to our fireworks show?
I think I have to. I'm contractually obligated as an employee of Plaza.
Oh, don't say that. You'll get everybody saying that's true.
Does everybody out there know we're having free fireworks tonight?
There we go.
Every Friday.
Tonight's detonator is Brian Christopher. He'll be joining us shortly.
Perhaps you've heard of him. He was just hanging out the other day. Like, if you want to meet a real celebrity, come hang out in the the Brian Christopher area, and he's just over there typically gambling, which is weird.
And I do got to take a minute and just thank our whole, we'll call them marketing team, but production team for this, setting us up with everything here going live. So a big round of applause to our marketing team to set this up.
And the GRA's in the house. Is anybody single on the GRA team? Just as a general. Oh, never mind.
Any of you single?
We'll talk about it later.
All right, moving on.
Oh, she's blushing. That's a yes. Thank you. Hey. I would only do that behind a microphone. So.
Changing subjects.
Making it awkward.
Let's start at the beginning. When did this concept come to you, Jonathan, to develop what we see here? Because this was essentially a porte-cochere. This was almost a parking lot for our, for that property.
Oh, yeah. So probably pre-pandemic.
Okay.
A good friend of mine, Sam Cherry, and I used to walk the building every single day, and we had just done the deal to bring Sand Dollar here, and we were talking about that. And we would always stand here and say, but this is such a waste of real estate. And all it was Ubers dropping off customers who would not even come in the doors. They would walk that way, straight down Fremont Street.
Right.
And we were basically a parking lot for downtown. And the lights were very, very famous. You've probably seen a few music videos or a few movie shoots. And so the question was, how do you change this and make it valuable while not ruining the heritage of it or the history of it? Michael Crandall's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. And anyway, so we it all started with, what if we built a bar out here?
Okay.
And we were like, well, we had played around with portable bars here. They hadn't done very well. I remember back to, the old conversation when I first moved to Las Vegas was always, for all the managers of the plaza, was always, how do we get people to cross the street? What will make people cross the street? And it always bothered me that was our marketing meeting, was how do we get people to cross the street as opposed to focusing on ourselves. And those meetings were very difficult because people didn't cross the street.
Right.
And you can't make people cross the street. So
didn't somebody suggest putting a chicken to cross the street?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a joke. Is that a joke? I don't know.
It was kind of a joke.
I don't know what you're trying to do. But we even talked about having the Beatles, like how the Beatles crossed the street in the famous music
Abbey
video.
Road.
Abbey Road, exactly. So we tried lots of different things, and I realized that if you don't build something special, they're not going to cross the street.
Yeah.
And so it started with the idea of a bar, and then Sam went to New Orleans, and there's a famous bar there, I think at the Montefiore Hotel, called the Carousel Bar.
Okay.
But it's like 12 seats, and it actually does rotate. And we started looking at those pictures and thinking, well, how can we do something here that will be special and catch the eye of people? And that's how the Carousel Bar was born. And then the pandemic happens and nothing happened. And we took a few years to plan it. And while we were talking about it, everything started evolving was, do you just want to do a bar? Or what about the old beer garden over there that Scott used to always trash, our old beer garden over there?
No.
You weren't complimentary. Come on.
Well, after the beer garden, it was just an empty lot,
and then it was
right?
an empty lot. And maybe deservedly so, if we're being honest. Maybe deservedly so. And then it was the what else do we do with that?
Right.
And then it was, well, what about Oscar's wants a patio? And then there was this corner. So that's how the whole thing started thinking, well, if we're going to do it, let's think big.
And tie it all together.
And tie it together and make the bar something and create some special art installations like these playing cards over here or like a giant martini glass that people can interact with, take pictures with, and really make it a destination. And, now there's 40 people sitting over there and at the Carousel Bar, and that's the idea is got people crossing the street, the donut helps. It was really a two-pronged approach to that. But
And the PinkBox space used to be like a party pit, and it was ingenious for what it was because all the dealers in their little outfits faced with their, what do you call them, butts? Their butts toward the street. So that actually drew some people across the street, but maybe
true
not
story.
on the
But
numbers you
before
thought.
that, do you know what it used to be? In 2012, when we did the remodel of the whole plaza, do you know what it was?
It was a photo op for a while, but I think that was after, right?
That was after.
That was good. Shout out to
Pre-party pit, it was Gigi's Cupcakes.
Cupcakes.
Gigi's Cupcakes. It used to close at 3 p.m. and it didn't do anything for us. And that's why there was a little reluctance of, well, will the donuts work? Because you had Gigi's Cupcakes and they closed at 3 p.m. and no experience like we have today. But it was definitely, we tried a lot of different things. We had a bookstore with Louis Anderson signing
Yeah,
books
there
in
was
there.
almost like a gift shop for his show at the time.
Yeah.
So what's the difference? Is it the strength of the brand that makes a difference? It was cupcakes versus donuts.
Well,
One
in
did
order
nothing,
in
one's
order to
killing
really
it.
answer that question, I think we should bring up our first official guest,
It's almost like I've done this before.
Michael Crandall.
Michael Crandall of PinkBox is in the house. He's going to be joining us now. Round of applause, please.
What's up, MC?
You want to bring the chair up here? We got a chair for you.
Okay, tell me. It's fine. I saw it.
$100 chip. Hi, guys.
What's this?
Does everyone know what today is?
What is today?
It's National Donut Day. I brought some T-shirts for everyone up here.
I
Thank
like
you so
that.
much.
Why don't I get the yellow one? What do you do on
What do you
National?
need here?
What do you do on National Donut Day?
You buy a dozen donuts and get a free T-shirt right inside there.
I think that most people here are buying a dozen donuts every day anyway.
I love it.
So what's the difference?
So you buy 2 dozen today, you get 2 T-shirts.
Melissa, I want a T-shirt. Dozen donuts. What's wrong, Belton? It's not working? Too hot?
It is about 100 degrees out here, so to be fair, we picked a great day to do it.
It's me.
Okay.
It's looking at
It's not the bright lights.
Whered Mr. Vital Vegas go? I have some questions for him.
Oh, you got some questions
Come
for
back
for
up
Vital?
and we'll share the mic with Gary over there. Make it.
Here, we'll go get him set up. But Michael, what makes this PinkBox location so much special and so popular? Because it's non-stop business in there. What makes this one different than all the other locations that you have?
Whoa. All the other locations are very successful.
Thank you.
What makes the PinkBox brand so special and this location extra special?
Thank you,
I think
Jonathan.
That's why you're the host.
Thank you, Jonathan. Yeah, no, we're the PinkBox brand in general is, amazing. We have a cult following, and just the product and our over 70 donut varieties at every location, and obviously the branding and the experience. It's not just another corner donut shop. It's an entire experience from the second you walk in the shop to see everything. Every square inch of the shop is thought through and designed, and obviously just like our donuts and our coffee. So the whole thing is about the experience, and obviously the donuts are incredible and the product. So talking about the plaza for a second, the vision that Jonathan and Steve and myself had of looking at this when it was, I heard you guys talking about a Gigi's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And when Jonathan called us out here, probably 2 years ago now-ish, we were standing across the street and staring at it, and we, really Steve with his mind and his creativity was staring at the corner right here and kind of envisioned what everyone sees now with the giant donut and the sprinkles lit up, and we call it the Times Square of downtown right here for our PinkBox, and it draws everybody in, and it's amazing. And yeah,
I give them credit because I knew I wanted something sweet like a dessert place over there. I was working with some other dessert ideas and companies, and it wasn't until I became good friends with Michael and Steve that I was like, why don't we just do PinkBox? Because I didn't know much about PinkBox. I haven't eaten that many donuts from PinkBox. I was like, but once I met them and saw their creativity and their aggressiveness, and they're like, well, we're doing this, we're going all in. And that's why you saw the Plaza sign move up and the PinkBox go there. I mean, it was...
Jonathan didn't even really know what a good donut was. We had to teach him, but now he's trained and he's on it and he understands.
Randy's.
So, Jonathan, what is your favorite donut? Do you have a favorite donut?
Yeah, I do have a favorite. Where's Melissa? What do I get? The old-fashioned. I like the old-fashioned. Sue, what else do we like? We eat the donuts every day. What are we eating? The old-fashioned is my
chocolate
favorite.
old-fashioned, the
Oh,
old-fashioned.
the dirty twist. The dirty twist.
dirty
Peanut butter and
twist.
jelly is good.
PB&J.
Yeah.
Melissa's on the phone pretending to be busy.
So the big question is for Scott over here, who I don't know. I hopefully he didn't delete them. Sometimes he's known to delete some of his tweets, but before we opened, there was a lot of tweets on his Twitter page about how he wasn't exactly sure about putting a pink box right here at the corner.
Oh,
Hold on.
I was sure, but it was not in a good way.
Did he just say that you delete your tweets when you're wrong? I didn't know you did
No,
that.
I don't do that. My trolls share them a lot. No, I was skeptical. Like, there were a few others because we have this emotional attachment to the plaza as, Biff's place and this facade and this old school vibe. And I think when we saw the renderings, I'm saying we to protect myself. It's not like a third person thing. I think we were concerned that the kind of colorful, the pop that we all know and appreciate today because it's been so successful, that it would kind of mess with the plaza vibe. And surprisingly, I think it's actually added to the plaza vibe. And I think it actually perks up this end of Fremont Street because Circa, that's a lot to compete with for eye candy, but I think the front of this shop, that doesn't really explain why people go in and order things because it might get them over here. There's something inside that's different. And because I have literally stood at this intersection and watched. It's a herd of people, literally every time the light turns green. I would love to say they're going in to play blackjack or roulette, but the bulk of those people are going in and getting those frickin' donuts.
We might have to change our logo to Plaza Hotel Casino Donuts. That might be the next thing. But I have to say, it's a testament to the Plaza brand in that a lot of places couldn't put a giant pink donut on the front of its building and still keep that image that it has. Same way like those murals we put on the building. A lot of people say, Jonathan, you're crazy. You can't do those giant murals of a skeleton coming out the wall or shepherd fairy or a wolf on the back. But yet they didn't take away from it. They complemented it. So it's a very special brand that it's able to adapt like that.
Yes.
Have to give it credit. Go on. You want to ask him a question?
Well, I don't know that people know kind of your bigger involvement with the company and kind of your background. So I would love to hear more because it relates to a question I'd like to ask.
I think you haven't listened to his podcast with us where we did a full segment of Michael and how he came to be with the company. But go ahead, Michael. Introduce yourself again.
Hi, everyone. Michael Crandall. I'm the Chief Business Officer for PinkBox Donuts and the Siegel Group. And we've been in Vegas a very long time, about 20 years. We have a lot of properties and real estate and donut shops in town, and also an amazing bagel place called Siegel's Bagel Mania right on Convention Center Drive, which I believe Scott's also a big fan of. It took a little arm twisting on that one too, but we got him to come around.
Is it public information you're opening the second one?
It is now, ladies and gentlemen.
Jonathan, we are completely live.
Oh, really?
We are live. We're out there on Facebook. We're out there on Instagram.
Oh, we're not editing this. This is live.
No, yeah.
Oh,
We don't do much editing, but
you could have told me that 30 minutes ago.
It's actually a third location. We have one in the airport already, so it's our third location. We're going to be opening in Summerlin in Boca Park pretty soon. So we're excited about that.
Plaza Table Games team has just come outside. Barbara, Rosie, Christian. Rosie, everybody, is celebrating 25 euros at the Plaza on Monday. Right, Rosie?
Wow.
25 euros.
That's awesome.
Almost my age. Congratulations, Rosie. That's amazing. And thank you for giving us 25 euros of your life here. So, is there anything in the 12 months since you opened that surprised you about this location?
Well, yeah, again, going back to some Twitter feeds, and there was a lot of noise out there of how much this location does in a year, and there was maybe some debate online. I think Scott maybe reposted something, and I'm just here to tell you everybody got it wrong. PinkBox Donuts does $2 million a week. That's $104 million a year. That's this location alone, and Jonathan's getting an amazing rent. So that's the final answer, everybody.
Rosie believes you. She's shocked. Rosie's like, wow.
So
we're going to turn our table games into a donut store as well.
To put this in perspective of the number that he just gave, there are entire casino resorts in Las Vegas who are losing hundreds of thousands of dollars a day. And this little donut shop at the Plaza is making much, much more than entire casino resorts with hotels, casinos, restaurants.
You speak
That's
with
huge.
factual information or hearsay information?
The Fontainebleau is losing $400,000 a day.
Is that a fact or is that your belief?
I have seen a page from their deck that shows that amount. And really, I have a team of lawyers, so I can say whatever I want. Which leads me to my next question. Fontainebleau, apparently the gentleman who runs Fontainebleau is buying a piece of land kind of next door by the Las Vegas Convention Center. And so is your company in any way involved in that land? A previous deal, a current deal? It's all very confusing. Do you have any
it's not the
insight?
same site you guys own that they're buying, is it?
No.
It's the one next to you.
Correct.
So speaking to
But
the
this
mic.
used to be the Riviera site?
This is the Riviera site. The convention center still currently owns it, and it's yeah.
Okay.
He's
What he's
not-
saying is
he's not
there are
answering any
plans, but he
questions.
can't say them. Okay, you don't have to, there's no forward-looking whatever you...
I'm just here to talk about PinkBox.
Oh, come on. That's not what this podcast is about. This is not a PR vehicle.
But he's not a podcast person.
He's a
just
guest
he's
of your podcast,
Yeah.
so those rules apply.
Yes.
So I thank you for addressing the question.
I don't even. But which site are you talking about? I don't even know what site you're talking about.
The Riviera site.
Yeah, they just announced in Bloomberg that the head of Fontainebleau is buying a big chunk, or is looking to be approved to buy that big chunk of land, which is a huge story because it's had a number of people that plan to develop on it, and one was like a Bond villain at one point, and he fell out.
I thought that was going to be an NBA stadium.
That's the other side.
No, we have 4 NBA stadiums
Right, the
coming.
fourth NBA team that's coming.
Hey,
here.
listen, the North Strip is thriving. It's happening on the North Strip. It's going to be great. It is.
You really believe that?
It's actually not.
Absolutely.
See, no, now we can go back to this podcast when I say no, it's not, and he says yes, it is. He has deeper pockets than I do, but that narrative of the North Strip, what part do you think is booming, Resorts World or Fontainebleau?
What's booming is all the action that's happening on the North Strip, and what's going to be happening in the next 5-6 years is it's going to be thriving. There's a lot of development still happening, more resorts opening, a lot of construction going on there, and let's look back at this in 5 years and talk to me.
I'm right about everything. I was right about PinkBox, so apparently
Yeah.
I have a crystal.
I have screenshots.
Where? You're the worst source ever. I don't get it. Oh, thank you for cutting off Jonathan's mic, so I get more airtime.
Did somebody just cut Jonathan off?
What about? Yeah, there I am. I'm
Okay,
back.
there we go.
Yeah, he cut himself off.
What about the festival grounds? How's that doing?
The festival grounds there's some action going on there.
There-
Yeah. I don't understand it. They're talking an NBA stadium again, so we'll see.
Which one? Daytona.
All right. Well, Michael, I know you got. I know
Where's
you
the
got other
golden
things you gotta
goose?
get to.
Everybody, there's the golden goose. Weldon Russell, ladies and gentlemen, the golden goose. No one knows why he's the golden goose, but I'll tell you it's because he throws the most successful bingo game in Las Vegas and is the godfather of bingo and keno in the world.
Go back and listen to episode 3 of our podcast.
He created
for
keno
that.
in Australia, right, Weldon? Thank you.
You have a really good memory for these episodes.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're wrong. You're right. Yeah. Okay, so we're
It
moving
was
on.
actually called Well Done, Weldon, episode 3. Go back to our archives and take a listen. But is there anything? I'm listening to what they're saying right now, and it was, hey, do you have anything else you want to add before we say that your time's up and we move on to the next guest? So
No,
Yeah,
but
no,
Michael, is there anything you want to add?
No, just last thing, it's been a year. We couldn't be prouder of the partnership. Jonathan's amazing. He's obviously become one of my dearest friends here in Las Vegas and partner. But just with the Plaza, with the Smoke-Free Casino, with PinkBox, with obviously the Carousel Bar, it's been an extremely successful first year, and we are going to build off this and keep doing great things. And PinkBox is going to get busier. Carousel Bar is going to get busier. It's all happening. This has been the best year, and we're going to grow from here.
We wish you nothing but continued success.
And we're not going to say what, but some scoop for the podcast. There's a big empty space there by the popcorn truck. Keep your eyes on that, Scott.
Yeah,
While Michael's here.
coming soon.
Maybe.
Thank
All
you
right,
guys.
round of applause for Michael
Appreciate it.
Crandall of PinkBox.
And happy National Donut Day.
And happy National Donut Day. There's some great donuts and t-shirts.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, Scott's going to hang out. Going to hang out.
Oh, what the hell? He was kidding about the revenue. I thought it was 2 million.
All right, well, without further ado, we're going to welcome up our next guest to our live episode. He is none other, steps right over here,
What can I do?
is Brian Christopher of BC Slots. Round of applause, everyone.
BC Slots. BC and the matching onesie. It's not a onesie.
It's not a
twosie.
onesie. No. What do they call these things? A romper.
BC and the
It's,
matching romper.
I'm getting ready for the cabana today.
Oh, that's right. BC,
Yeah.
everybody, as I mentioned at the beginning, is our detonator tonight.
Yeah.
We
Fire
started
starter.
the fire starter, the detonator, the TNT exploder. We started a weekly fireworks show 2 weeks ago, and every week we invite a partner, a friend, a local of the community. You're all three of the, well, not a local, but you're a partner and a
Local
friend.
enough.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
And to come in, they push the button. Natasha got us a cool-looking TNT dynamite stick, and I guess you don't know what's going to happen, but a whole bunch of confetti is going to shoot over your head, and then a
No.
fireworks show begins.
I didn't know about that.
The master of ceremonies for tonight.
Exciting.
Well, congratulations on 1 year with us, but we've been together much longer than that.
We have.
How long have we been together?
I was going to ask you that question.
As me.
I mean, we've probably been coming here for at least 5 years.
Yeah,
but,
it was pre-pandemic,
you know.
right?
Yeah. It definitely was.
Everything pre or
Uh-huh.
post-pandemic.
Our original BC Slots room opened in 2020, though. So, there you go. Yeah.
2020, right? Pandemic, that was smart.
Very good. Yeah.
And then obviously, we came up with the idea of smoke-free. We were going to try and do smoke-free over, but possible. Cutting out, I think, again.
Yeah. I'll tell them what you said in case they didn't hear. He said we're gonna go 100% smoke-free. Is that what you said?
On that side? I don't know. I think that there's a very interesting of what's the stat? 86% of people do not smoke.
It's 89% do not smoke.
11, right? Okay, good. I agree.
Thank you.
But the 11% that do smoke also really like to gamble.
As do the 89%. Yes.
Yeah.
We all like to gamble. We should just switch. Why don't I get this casino? You can have
You
that
get
one.
the big one
you know?
and go smaller. Scott,
Yeah.
where do you stand on smoke-free casinos? You have an opinion on smoke-free casinos?
I believe that Brian Christopher is a national hero.
Oh.
He has led the charge on common sense. Casinos should not be any different from a restaurant or a plane or any other place where people gather. A lot of the beliefs about smoking and gambling are antiquated. They are not borne out by facts. They are the result of years of folks in the casino industry coming to bad conclusions about their customers and whether they'd gamble or not if they could smoke or not. It's a fallacy that's still perpetuated, but the percentage of the population that smokes we're in the 14% range or something. There's absolutely no reason that casinos should be any different from any other place where people gather. It's horrible for employees. It's annoying to people. It's even annoying to people who smoke. There's nobody who's advocating it except old-timey casino bosses, not you, of course, because you would do it in a second if other people did it. Unfortunately, it's going to have to be done through a class action lawsuit by employees at every casino in Las Vegas, or it's going to have to be done through common sense legislation that says make people that smoke do what they do at the airport and go in a room and close the door. But Brian has been so vocal and an amazing spokesperson, kind of no organization, it's just you and the power of your influence that have gotten this conversation kind of top of mind. You testified before, like back when government did something, you testified in front of them. And it's just, you've been an inspiration for those of us who are kind of mildly annoyed. Your persistence on this subject is appreciated by
I certainly agree with you, and I'm going to let you respond to his kind words. But I do think the person, if anyone's going to make the change, the people with the best data are MGM, because they have a fully smoke-free casino, and they have 10 others that are that allow smoking, and they can compare and show the data that would support that going smoke-free would have no negative impact on the business, which is the only reason why everyone hasn't done it, right? It's a business-led decision. Unfortunately, I hear what you're saying about the annoyance and the health component, but it's a business-led decision, and the people with that data would be MGM.
Yeah.
And maybe me, but I think the issue with our room, and I don't want to jump ahead here, but our room isn't finished. Our room is in phase 1. Phase 2 is to take down the wall and expand it. To make it really comparable to the other side of the casino, you have to offer a similar experience, and that's just too small to compare to a full-size casino.
Yeah.
But first, respond to Scott's kind words.
I mean, I agree with everything you said.
I'm amazing.
You know? No, but like, I think I just speak hi.
Hello, everybody.
I think I speak for common sense. And I think the biggest misconception is that all gamblers smoke, right? But the biggest message I want to put out there is gamblers go to casinos to gamble. Gamblers are not going to casinos to smoke. They can do that at home or outside anytime, you know? And so smokers are not just coming here to smoke, right? They're coming to gamble, like we all are. That's why we're coming here, is to gamble. So,
have you seen any progress on your campaign?
Tons of progress, yeah. I mean, if you look at New Jersey, for example, right now, right? It's in the court system right now. They're being sued. And there should be an answer any day now to find out which direction that goes in.
Did you testify?
I did.
Really? I was joking.
No, I did about a year ago. My schedule is so stupid that I'm not able to always go in. But I did do a written testimony this time around because I was on a cruise at the time. But yeah, I always put my voice forward and use it whenever I can for this because.
Can I ask you, why do you feel so strongly about it?
Yeah, I feel strongly about it because I've never been able to hold back my own opinion on anything. And now I actually have a voice that people will listen to, for better or worse. But also, I come from Canada, and in Canada, it's completely smoke-free. And so when I moved here, my jaw hit the floor when I realized all the casinos I was going to were smoking. I didn't think that was a thing. I thought we were past that point. You know, like Australia's smoke-free, and a lot of the bigger countries have gone that way. And about half the country here has already followed suit, mostly by mandates. But those that have had the mandate, like Maryland and even look at like in Connecticut with Foxwoods and Mohegan Sun, they're doing record numbers out there. You know, Pennsylvania, Parks Casino is killing the smoking competition. They are the only smoke-free, and they're on top of everybody else. And so that proves to me that you put out a good product, people that want to go there for the excitement, you know, and the fun, people are going to go for that. They're not going there to have a cigarette.
Right. But Parks Casino was already killing it long before they stopped the smoking.
Exactly. And then when they got rid of smoking, now they're beating everyone else more.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, I think a lot of people took the initiative coming back from COVID because it just, do you smoke in a casino, do you not? Masks on, masks off, all that type of stuff. So
hard to smoke with a mask on.
It's very hard to smoke.
Well, we've
seen a lot of people doing it. Yeah, cutting a hole in the middle.
There were some of those funny pictures out there. Want to shout out the Plaza hosts, Ashley, Joe. I see you guys.
Hello.
I don't know. I don't see some of the others, but I see those two. Thank you two for everything. Great to have you.
Why are they so far away?
I don't know. Come
you
closer,
guys can come closer.
Christian,
I
why are
see-
you so far away? Come
I see
closer.
the sales team out there. Michelle. Hello,
And-
come on
and,
up. HR's over here. Everybody came out to see this.
So, how's the first year been? How you enjoyed having your own gaming room for?
It's been incredible. It's been really exciting. Our fans are just like diehard though. Like today I met people from the UK who flew out just to go here, just to stay at Plaza. They didn't even know I was going to be here this week when they booked their trip, and it just managed to line up perfectly. And so people love the room. Every time I'm here, number one comment, it smells so good in here.
Like I always get it smells like a new car.
Yeah, but the answer is it actually just smells like nothing. Like that we don't add, scents.
Yeah, there's no
It's
sense
just-
in that room or anything.
Speaking
No,
of
like,
which,
it's
well,
great.
hold on. Didn't we stop pumping scent into the whole building?
We did.
I think that's a great choice.
Yeah.
I think that's a great call.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of our, people would review us at Scott's eating a donut here off camera. How is it?
That should be your new tagline, Plaza, au naturel or something like.
Yeah.
Eau de naturel.
We did used to get a lot of complaints about the scent. So
They said it was
it's
overpowering. Maybe some of the other downtown casinos had something similar with overpowering scents, and we decided to just cut it off and kind of see what it is. But we've spent a good amount of money working on the ventilation in the property and improving that. So it's
moving
clean.
on to, because BC's with us, for those that haven't, we've done 2 podcasts together.
Yeah.
And if you're new to Plaza Pod or you're new to the audience here, tell everyone a little bit about who you are and how playing slot machines on YouTube became so popular.
Yeah, so I got my start playing slot machines, posting videos online, and they just exploded really fast. Fast forward a few years, we found downtown Vegas. I didn't come here for the first few years. I didn't know. I was scared about it, I guess. And it wasn't so scary in the end. And I found out that Plaza's a pretty fun place to be. And we, during our very first podcast, Jonathan asked me, so what is it? What's coming up next for Brian Christopher? And I was like, I don't know, maybe like a themed hotel room with Brian Christopher, or like a themed high limit room or something. And the next day I had an email from you saying, how do we make this happen?
So yeah, I was going to bring that up. That was happening during the episode of our podcast about talking about a smoke-free area or a high-limit area. And then right after that podcast was done filming, you guys got together like immediately afterwards and started putting, this whole concept together, which was amazing to just happen 15 minutes after we were recording, and then pretty much the rest is history, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I do remember seeing his videos, and it was with Lisa, our original co-host here, and I was like, there's just something to this YouTube slot player, and a lot of people told me it's a waste of time, don't do it, it's going to be nothing. Maybe one of them's right at this table over here, up on the up here. But besides for Scott, there was a few people who were just like, John, it's a waste of time. It's just kids. It's just young people. I was meeting Brian's fans. They were like 60-year-old ladies. Like, I don't think so. I'm not sure that but I didn't tell them. It's like, yeah, you keep thinking that. That's okay.
Yeah.
And it's blown up since then. I mean, how many views have you had cumulatively?
Well, we've had over 1 billion views on our videos now. So there's that.
A billion views of
it's
slot
Mr.
machines.
Beast and then BC?
I think so. Yeah. Mr. Beast, then Mr. Bryant, Mr. BC. Yeah, something like that.
I need your fan, Ashley. No, I'm joking. It does look good. So do you have a favorite game at the moment? What are you playing these days?
We just added in the new Huff and Even More Puff into our space. That one, it's like one of those love-hate relationships. You lose your butt one day, cannot get one bonus, and then the next day you just can't stop winning. That was me last night. I hit 2 huge jackpots on it, but then
Huff and Even More Puff?
Yeah, but then after that, couldn't hit anything anymore. But that's why we love slot machines, though, right?
How's the Brian Christopher slot machine itself doing?
Yeah. Oh,
That's been the
thank you for
success.
asking that.
You
Our slot machine
should
is doing
have
great.
probably said that game. I was trying to.
Yeah.
He teed you up
That's usually
for
my
it,
first answer. It's been out almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years and 1 month in next month.
Congratulations.
And we're still in over 50 casinos. But we're also, 2 days ago, we just launched the game for the first time in Canada now.
Really?
So now it's in Canada. People can also play it online in Canada and the U.S. And hopefully we'll have more to our series coming in later in the year.
Wow. And what's next for Brian Christopher? What's next for the brand?
Well, besides expanding our room.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely going to expand the room. We now have 3 YouTube channels. We're doing sweepstakes online. We're doing gambling online. We're in casinos. We want to continue to grow all 3 of those platforms. So much travel. We're still traveling almost every week to a different place to meet new people.
Wow.
We always want to meet and expand to a bigger audience. So, our eyes are set on the bigger world stage as well. Nothing I can share at this moment, but maybe in a month or so we'll have more information.
And stay tuned for Brian's dates at the Plaza next year. And
Yes.
and the Rudy's events.
Yes,
Rudy's
yeah.
events are great.
Yeah, we're discussing dates for next year to come visit, and for our Rudy's weekend next year, we're hoping to host it here as well. We got some dates we're working on to solidify soon.
Scott, you have anything you
You have
want to tell us,
questions you want to
Brian?
add in?
So I am on Facebook, whatever you call it. watching you. How do you go on a? I know this seems like a self-serving question, but I would love to go on a cruise with you and the people that I guess book. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but it's like a group cruise situation where I assume you schmooze.
Yeah.
You gamble, but it's on a boat. So I would like to do that. How do you do that?
Yeah, super easy. Just go to our website, bcslots.com, click on the Carnival or the cruises page, and we have a thing on there called Sign Up for Fun Match. When you do what that does is you can upload a photo of your Plaza player's card or any casino player's card, or if you have other cruise offers, you upload a photo of that. That will show Carnival that you're a gambler. They'll look at your tier or your offers and say, okay, this guy's a really good gambler. We want them on board. Let's offer them a free cruise. Let's give them discounted room or free play, and then they get to join our groups.
I thought it was for money. They're actually giving you the cruise to go, because I would gamble all day. That's the only thing I do on a
it's free.
cruise
You're
anyway.
stuck on a cruise with money.
Yeah, exactly.
And slot machines.
And so when you're with our groups,
Is there video poker though?
there is video poker. Not the best pay tables. Let me tell you that.
They have
because
like
guess what?
table games and everything.
There's no competition.
There's zero competition. So I mean.
And there's no gaming like overseeing the hold percentage.
Well,
So
no,
good
there
luck.
is. It's
What is it?
Yeah, the cruise ship belongs to the port, so it
I
is still
gotcha.
governed. You're still going to get taxes on your hand pays and everything else.
So that's a fun fact nobody knew. That's listened to this podcast for however many episodes, they've never heard that the ship is attached to a port. So the laws of gambling of that place where the ship starts. So you got to find.
It's where it's registered. So most of them are
registered.
registered in Miami or Florida, so it goes by Florida law.
So they can't do a 75% hold because they have to adhere to. So
Whatever
you gotta,
the lowest is they can do and above. Yeah.
Boom.
Or
There's your
based
scoop.
on. It's still the exact same slot machines they have in casinos, so whatever they're set to be the lowest at as well.
Are you talking about the regulation, the casino, like the hold settings, or are you talking about the tax codes?
The whole
Both.
settings, I think you're talking
Like
about.
when
But the tax code is also related back to the where the ship is registered.
Exactly, yeah. So you still pay your taxes on
Even if
1,200 or
you're
more.
in Mexico and the water.
Even if you're in Mexico, but you're never in Mexico. You're always in international waters.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's-
When you're
here-
at the ports, casino's closed.
Here's another quick question. Since you mentioned it, how do you feel about raising the tax
Get
threshold?
it on already.
Thank
like,
you.
It's so stupid.
It is crazy that. Yeah. That's.
I mean,
but
the only thing is, I feel for my fans who are like in their 40s or 50s or 60s and have been dying to get their first jackpot hand pay their entire life. If it gets raised to 5,800, they're never getting it. Like it's so hard to get. That's why I always try and instill in people: don't try and get a jackpot of 1,200 or more. Just try and get a 100x win. That's great. Aim for that instead.
it's a good point. People do like the excitement of a hand pay, but
Yeah.
for those like you who hit it every
Oh,
hour,
man.
it's a pain in
Yeah.
the ass when you're waiting for it. So we want to thank you for being a great partner. We have a lot of great partners here, from PinkBox to BC to the Sand Dollar. We have a new show coming to the Plaza. Hopefully you'll be out here to see that in early October. We have a new show coming. A lot of new entertainment things. So we value our partnerships, and we thank you for the great support you've given us over the last couple of years, and especially now with this new room and launching this on the corner of Main Street location. This location on the corner of Main Street you've been a big part of that. So thank you very much. And we have one other partner, but he is celebrating his 62nd wedding anniversary. Can anyone guess who that is? Oscar is
Oscar
celebrating
Goodman.
his 62nd wedding anniversary, so he's not here today. He's in California with his wife, the mayor. So we don't have him to talk about the patio. You want to stay and talk about Oscars, or you got to run and get ready to?
I'll talk
detonate?
about Oscars,
Or we
yeah.
could have Scott talk about Oscar as well. I'm sure he's got
What's your favorite meal at Oscars?
the bread.
Yeah.
I
He's
love
got the palate of an ox. He wouldn't know what a good meal is if he eats bread and rice.
Fine, I will not talk about the bread anymore on Twitter then.
So good though.
No, I love the happy hour. That's my new favorite thing to do, is just go in and hit like 3 or 4 dishes, the meatballs, the salad, like everything's good. You just get it quicker. And Chelsea's back there slinging the drinks and just being pleasing. to the eye and friendly. Like, she should be the spokesperson for all of Plaza.
Maybe she should run for mayor. We have got a mayoral election coming up.
The other candidates are so boring. I almost thought about running.
You should do it. Oh my! I would vote for you.
I was going to do, like, can you do a write-in thing? Because I would be the laziest. I would be like Oscar Goodman, but less funny. Like, I would just show up to meetings, just be like, whatever you want to do, I don't care. This is the boring part of the job. I want to go.
You'd probably go to just as many meetings as you do podcasts. Oh.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
really
man,
have you ever really given running for mayor any serious thought?
I did, and just because I was so bored, I thought even if you could just have it to talk about, because then you'd have an excuse to express all your opinions, because you could say, like, I'm saying my platform, I'm running for mayor, but I think I missed the deadline. I'm not a good planner. But then I realized you could do a write-in thing. And I mean, the other folks are fine. They're experienced at easements or whatever other boring crap they do all day. But I don't think anybody's really charismatic, all due respect to the candidates. Like, you need somebody who's going to get out there, talk about chopping off thumbs, if somebody does graffiti, tell school kids that if you were on a deserted island, you would bring a bottle of gin. Like,
It's going to be tough to top Oscar for
Right.
charisma.
Thank you.
And what a great partner for us to have found 12 years ago. All I had to do to make him my partner was show him his name in lights overlooking Fremont Street. He didn't even ask me what it was.
No,
it could have been a brothel. It could have been anything. He was like, I'm in.
He would have liked it even more, and it would have made more money.
No, the restaurant's making a lot of money. The restaurant's, right, Courtney? The restaurant's doing very well these days.
More
I'll
than
tell
a
you this,
brothel?
Oscars,
Come on.
Oscars has taken on
Let's
a
get
life
real.
of its own, from the dinner series to the new patio, the chef, the menu. The place has gone to the next level, and we're seeing that now in the results. It's unbelievable what it's doing, and it's a great amenity in our hotel, but it's also a great brand that the Plaza's aligned with in Oscar. It has to have great food, but like you said, the guy has so much charisma. If you know who he is, there's no way you don't want to come and check out his restaurant.
And he's so personable too.
Yep.
Like, I was in an elevator and he walked in and said hello to everybody. Hi, how's your afternoon? Hi, how are, like, they don't necessarily know who he is, but he's just so approachable and so sweet and so genuine.
All right, I just we're gonna open up for questions. So if there's a few hundred people that are watching us live right
Nice.
now on Facebook. I don't know about Instagram, but if you're watching at home,
So we're actually
bring in
live.
some of the questions. Bring in some of the questions that you have, and we'll answer them here on the show with either Scott or Brian for a few more minutes. There was one question.
Hold on, before you do that, Bonnie, you must have a question. You've come all the way here. You've extended your trip. What do you want to say, Bonnie? Your mic is yours. Give Bonnie a mic, somebody.
We got a criticism. Hold on, let me
Oh,
see
the
if I
mic
can get a
just
mic
turned off.
over here.
What is going on here?
Testing.
Hello, people. You need more of those kiosk things. Do you see the lineups at those kiosk things every morning? You need like 2 or 3, you know?
Like the players' card ones?
reward thing, yeah, the
Yeah.
swiping the card thing. Who
They're
are we
coming.
going-
There you go. You heard it here first. They're coming. They're coming. Perfect.
Esme just said the end of July they're coming.
Nice.
Thank you, Bonnie, for being here, and thank you for your question or feedback.
By the way, Scott, I'll just add in there. I'm guessing if you became the mayor, you would not be able to leak all this information anymore. That would kind of not work.
I think I would have.
You'd be leaking your own stuff.
Scott,
would have
can
somebody
you
sell-
say what happened yesterday? No.
Oh, yes.
Here we go.
Oh, this is good.
Scott got some crazy stuff yesterday.
So I wrote a little story about Fontainebleau, which I talked about earlier, and I got an email from Paul Anka, who apparently is a singer of some sort, and I thought he was being pranked, and I thought he was mad because I kind of said.
How does Paul Anka use email? He's like 90.
Yeah, no, he knows how to use a phone too, because then we talked on the phone.
Wow.
Paul Anka is very colorful. He has opinions about everything in Vegas, everything about Fontainebleau, everything about me. I thought he was going to yell. He actually called to say, you had a lot of great information. I just wanted to explain why I was there on New Year's Eve. They had remember the ball drop it had the bow ties with Fontainebleau's logo
In
on
Times
it.
Square.
Right. and he was there with the head of Fontainebleau's development, creative, whatever. That guy has been fired. So that was my story, that they're parting ways with that guy. And Paul Anka is on the phone, and I'm going, you know, when I was a kid, we'd listen to your Christmas music pretty much throughout the year. Like, I was just stunned.
It's pretty testament to your following that's Paul reading your stuff and then calling you to follow up on it, correct you, or whatever else it may be. So.
Oh, and he was like in the Rat Pack days, so he literally in this conversation said, if I ever hear that anything I said to you in this conversation gets out, I will find you.
Oh, wow.
So finding me could be like, I want to give you a hug, or it could be Paul Anka is connected.
Probably not a hug. All right, Gary, let's do some of the questions.
All right, so we got one question for Brian Christopher as I scroll through here. When's the next time you're going to New York?
I don't have any plans for New York at this time. I would love to get back to New York at some point. I know we used to go to Seneca in Niagara and Buffalo area, but right in New York City, nothing at the moment. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're fully booked for 2024. We're already half booked for 2025, so hopefully we'll get some
Got to
connections
squeeze a few
in there.
Plaza trips in there as well.
Yeah, well, yes, I've already set those dates aside.
All right, Leo Brooks asks, tell us one more time, how did you come up with Banza? And tell us game and what Banza. Thank you for the question, Leo.
Banta.
Banza. So there was this one trip I went on. I was in, I forget where I was now, maybe Louisiana or something. And I finished all my filming for the trip. Hi. Finished my filming for the trip, went to the bar, had a few drinks, and then I remembered there was a brand new Karate Kid game that had just dropped on the floor that I wanted to film. So I'm a few drinks deep, that's all it takes for me, and I went and played this game, and I was like filming it handheld, and I kept getting this feature, and it kept saying Banza on the screen. And every time it popped up, I'd be like, Banza, Banza, and then I realized it wasn't Banza exclamation mark, it was saying bonsai.
Okay.
You know, like bonsai from that. And I had said it so many times that like I looked so dumb. And I think I even changed it like 3 times. Oh, it's not bonsai, it's bonanza. Or like,
Do you have a Banzai t-shirt? I know you got rude.
We used to sell the Banza shirts when this happened like 3 years ago, and it still sticks today. So whenever I get a big win, I still say Banza.
Oh.
Yeah.
Makes
Stupid,
sense.
yeah.
All right, just a small follow-up. What about your next time in Atlantic City? That question was just asked by Robert Gearson.
I love Atlantic City. I haven't been there in years, and that's because they're 100% smoking. Okay. So it's in the court system now. I tell you, if they go smoke-free in Atlantic City, you're gonna get sick of me. I'm gonna be there way too much. So hoping to get there soon.
Oh, we got somebody over there. Okay. And Vital disappeared for a little bit. There was a question a little bit earlier. And again, we are live, guys, so I apologize for any inconvenience.
Yeah, don't worry.
There was
It's
somebody
downtown Las
asking
Vegas.
if our hotel rooms were going to go non-smoking, and I figured I'll just give a quick update. We're actually reducing our smoking inventory by about half this year, and then we're phasing in some others. So I know that question was early on. I don't know who actually asked the question, but yeah, we're going to be reducing our smoking inventory as well here at the Plaza. So.
Hold on,
and
we got
a little surprise from Les of Just Rice over here in the building.
Just
Come
Rice
on
just
over.
opened. Everybody, Les.
Yeah, delicious.
Adair,
food.
how was Just Rice? Did you have a good meal? Are you just saying that because he's here, or was it really good? Les here, Just Rice just opened at the Plaza. Come down. It's not Just Rice. It's called Just Rice, but it's not Just Rice. Scott over here is the only. he
Scott
only
has
eats-
a review. Hold on,
He
Les.
only eats rice and bread, so let him give a review.
Yes, Just Rice is from, they didn't explain any of this background. It's like they assume you know. So this gentleman is the owner and operator of the popcorn truck. Delicious. There's nuts and things, right? Is that right? Yeah. So the popcorn is done. You could wait until I talk you up. But anyway, so Just Rice open. It was the
He's shy.
former
He's shy.
Aloha restaurant, which was delicious, I'm sure. But Just Rice, it's not just rice. It's noodles excellent drunken noodles, which makes them even better. I don't know what that means. I had a bunch of different things, all
Pad Thai,
delicious.
curry.
And the way I would describe it is better than it has to be, because it is a food hall, a food collective. So you don't always expect like restaurant quality food, but it was very good. So now when I come to Plaza, I'm torn because it's Chelsea or the pizza in the Sand Dollar delivered from Pop-Up,
Yes.
or this rice and noodle place, but for a quick kind of, it's really strong. I'm not affiliated with Plaza.
Thank you for saying
It's
that.
an unsolicited endorsement of a very good addition to that. And you were saying that you were going to share some other plans for other food concepts today. Why don't you get into that on the show today?
did. No, we did. We're not ready to say anything. other
Oyster
than
bar. That's
we're
big.
talking about an
Thank
oyster
you.
bar coming. We are planning that, and I think it'll be part of maybe the new expanded smoke-free casino area.
There we go.
We're still working on plans for that. But it's funny, if it's called a food court, not so good. If it's called a food hall, your expectations are that it's got to be pretty good.
Yeah.
So Just Rice is now making us a food hall, and we'll keep. Now that McDonald's is gone, something else will come there
And the
soon.
good thing is that everything is made fresh to order too. It's
Yeah.
not like just sitting there all day. So I had the pad thai made fresh. I had the curry today. Pot stickers, egg rolls are really good as well.
Oh yeah, the curry. And
Curry had
yeah,
the best flavor though, by far.
Because when you walk up on it, you would think there's going to be food out like Panda Express or something. But the chef
No.
is awesome. Anything with his name on is good. I tried the chef. What is it, Joe? Chef Jay.
Jay.
Great dish.
Shinley, what's the chef's name? In Just Rice, the chef's name. What's he saying?
It starts with a J though, right?
Towel. Oh,
A Joe and a towel.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. There's two. Okay, well that makes sense. But it's
Really
actually
solving the
just
big
give it a-
problems here on this podcast.
Like, don't listen to us because we might be biased because we're on the frickin' podcast of the Plaza, but it's one of those places you want to try. And it ends up being like a go-to thing. There's so many of those places downtown. You know you're going to get a slice at Pop-Up or Pizza Rock. You're going to get fried rice. You're going to get it at 8 East, or you're going to get it here. I'm untethered by any obligation to Plaza, so I can talk about anything. But there's always those kind of go-to things when you're drunk. There's popcorn at Wanna Taco at Four Queens. Like, there's places you know you can go to get inexpensive, delicious food, especially if you're drunk or whatever you're into. And so this is a
Scott,
great
you really are the
addition to
mayor
that.
of Las Vegas.
Thank you. I should be
What
the
other
mayor.
questions have we got today from the audience?
Yeah,
I think.
did I get a question?
I got a question for you, but just so we don't take up too much of Brian's time, we have a question from the crowd. I don't have his name, but how are you celebrating Pride?
I'm just celebrating Pride every day, really. On our website, we're donating 10% from all of our Pride sales, all of our rainbow collection, to our local LGBT center. We've been pushing Pride a lot lately. We've done posts all over social media and LinkedIn to promote equality for all people.
Okay.
Thank you. And in November is when Pride is for us in Palm Springs, because it's so damn hot there right now. We wait till November, and so we're going to do a big Pride party out in Palm Springs.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I know there was a couple other questions, but
There's a question there for Vital Vegas asking how you, what kind of product you use for your hair, saying it's just so fabulous.
Do you blow dry your hair before you put the product
Is it
in, or is
like-
that wet dried?
hold on. wait, 1 sec. Hold on. If we're gonna answer this live, I think he needs to sit in this seat because he's a little bit off camera.
I think there's two questions there, Scott. One, what product do you use? And two, do you blow dry it first, or is that just
Or do
naturally
you just
dry?
wake up like that?
Here, Scott. Why don't you sit right here for me? People need context for this.
Can somebody give me a Diet Coke, a Diet Pepsi, please?
The mayor's asking for a Diet Coke.
Yeah, the mayor has a martini, and I can't get a Diet Coke. And no jalapeno. So thank you for asking. So I get a lot of comments about this from a lot of trolls, coincidentally. No, it's, of course you blow dry, and then you if you want it to look fluffy, you use mousse. If you want it to look slick back, kind of like it is, you use gel. They also have a wax kind of thing that the lady made me buy. Thank you for asking.
Are you one of those guys that keeps a comb in your back pocket?
So anyway, so a serious.
He is.
So
That's
a
a
serious
yes.
question. No, when I leave the house, I never have to touch it again because it's so, on a windy day, nothing happens. So speaking of my gaze, there was a big blow up on the internet the other day because of Adele. So Adele heard a comment from an audience member, and she thought that this audience member said, pride sucks. So I think you're the best. Thank you.
Is that all you have to do? Can I get a coconut filled with alcohol? Is that a... There we go.
Thank you.
That's all I had to do?
Thank you.
All you have to do is ask.
Yeah, I complain until something happens. So the internet blew up. I shared this, and it was hundreds of thousands of people, many of them absolutely terrible and homophobic. Like, because I said, you know, Adele, she's the queen. She's ours now. We're going to keep her because she shouted down this guy who she believes said, pride sucks. Come to find out, the guy had yelled, work sucks, because she was talking about her work schedule, and so she actually misheard what the person said and shouted him down, but it really brought up, like, it was a huge response. Is there a leaf blower happening right now?
There were 3 leaves that fell,
It sounds
I think.
like my neighborhood
It's
right
a
now.
leaf
Random.
blower,
But I
yeah.
thought it
Fremont
was...
Street trying to
yeah,
Trying to sabotage you?
Fremont Street's trying to, it's chilling your free speech. So, did you hear about this? Because several of my friends who are gay wrote to say, thanks for posting this. Even though she misheard it, it was horrible to see the social commentary.
Ridiculous, yeah.
And just the overt homophobia. And
We got more
just when you
questions.
think this is behind us, this
Is that a
situation
question, or
comes
is it
up.
what do
Yeah,
you-
it's a question. Like, what did you see it? Did you...
I only heard, I saw the video of what she said. That's all I heard. How did you find the truth, though? Like, where did the truth come
So
out?
somebody closer to the
Had the
person
video?
who yelled it had the audio that was clear.
Oh, my God.
And in the context of her
Crazy.
talking about work, that's why the guy yelled, work sucks, because she was saying how much she worked.
Damn.
But it was just like a really alarming, you know, and you guys do social media. That's how this is related to the Plaza and the Plaza podcast.
Thank you.
Is casinos have a difficult
we're not
time.
just Plaza, you know that. We talk about everything here.
Right. So, but you have to manage your community. You have to, just as I do, and just as you do, you have bomb throwers who are out there saying the most despicable things, and you come to realize that the only thing you have in common is that you like to gamble. So you're getting this broad spectrum of human beings. They like Vegas news. They're following me for Vegas news. Well, the minute you veer, if you share a Trump invitation to an event where the price is $844,000 to get a table, suddenly it's a political discussion, or it's about pride, it's about whatever the subject is.
What you're saying is you don't make the news, you just share it.
Well, no, I stir up shit. That's my job is stirring
All
shit
right.
up.
What else you got, Gary?
All right. Well, we do have a hand saying good morning from Korea. So there's people that are listening to our podcast in Korea now.
Good morning,
so-
Korea.
Love it.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm gonna direct this question over to Scott here. So, yeah, have a seat. Relax. It would be wrong of me not to go through all these questions and comments without asking this question. What's going on with Life is Beautiful? So I'm not gonna ask Jonathan directly. I'm gonna. Oh, we got a pineapple here for BC.
Oh, it works. Wow, I'm learning things today. This is great.
Hold on a second. You got it?
Oh, Nelly. Thank you. Not a diva. Not
Look at this. Look at this.
There's no umbrella,
We
so we're
got
good.
Scott taking pictures here.
Oh, this is my straw.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
we're still live. All right, so I'll re-ask the question to you, Scott.
Have there
'cause
been a lot of
you know
questions?
all the inside
Have you had a
scoop.
lot of questions about that?
Every other question has been about Life is Beautiful
Oh, wow.
and what's up at the Plaza. So, I'm giving it to you, Scott.
So it is an awkward question for the Plaza to
Lorna's here. Hi, Lorna.
Is your daughter single? Is she beautiful?
Back on track, Scott.
Scott, behave yourself.
No, I'm asking for Brian, obviously. So So it's difficult for the Plaza to answer this question for Jonathan to comment on it because it's ongoing. So Life is Beautiful is happening. It is a music festival. If you're not familiar with what Life is Beautiful is, it's owned by Rolling Stone now. Thank you for staying for the answer to this question, because it will involve you, because everything at Plaza will be involved. It'll be a full property festival, and so I think the difficulty.
Excuse me one second. Look at that. Fireworks every Friday advertised on Fremont Street.
Oh, yeah.
Scott said it could never happen,
It's
but there
beautiful.
it is.
Oh, where did they put the Plaza on there? Oh, I guess they didn't. But anyway,
Oh, it's up there on the big
Where?
screen. It's up on the big screen.
there's no Plaza on there.
Keep going.
Anyway.
You'll see.
No, it is a success because they're mentioning anything about the Plaza. They just didn't mention the Plaza. But I've been talking to my people. I'm trying to rectify it. Anyway.
He's not a shit stirrer at all, though. No. Yeah.
So the festival is going to happen. I believe it will be dramatically different from what people expect from Life is Beautiful, because in the past it's been, this was on the other end of Fremont Street, had a downtown footprint, but it was very much about food. They had comedy at one point, the art and other things associated with it, but I don't think the current organizer has much interest in that stuff. So they're going to do music. The footprint is obviously going to be smaller. It's going to be at the Plaza. They have a total of one artist, I think, booked, which is why you haven't heard anything about it yet. But they have a lot of heft in the music industry, so I think it will be fleshed out. I think it will, as long as they can communicate, don't expect it to be what Life is Beautiful was like. I think that's...
You're accurate on some things, not accurate on other things. You're close. You're pretty good for someone who's not involved. It's owned by Rolling Stones, which is owned by Penske Media. Life's Beautiful was founded... I'm cut out. Life's Beautiful was founded by Tony Hsieh, and 10 years ago. And I will never forget, there was a big debate, and a bunch of downtown business owners were together, and everyone was saying, we got to get people downtown, we got to communicate, and they're saying, well, why don't people come downtown? And they're saying three things: parking, security/homeless issues, and they're not aware of it. We need better marketing. And this conversation moved on to marketing, and Tony stood up and said, why would you market it if you believe that parking and security were major issues? We need to fix the problems and give people a reason to come down here. And this really stuck with me on a good philosophy for marketing. But what turned out to be brilliant was Life is Beautiful became the best form of advertising for downtown Las Vegas, because it would bring however many people, 30, 40, 50,000 people a day, into downtown for an amazing experience of music, art, food, in a safe environment, good parking, whatever it may have been. It really put the best form of advertising for downtown and got us national, international media. So when it became apparent last year that it wasn't going to happen again in that old footprint, I do think it's important it stays downtown. I do think it's great for downtown. And if it went to the Strip or somewhere else, it's ours. It was created downtown. It should stay downtown. And so whatever happens, it should be in downtown Las Vegas.
Right. So there's it's a relatively short timeline.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah, it's coming up very quickly. The fact they haven't announced the band lineup is concerning, but I think it's important for the Plaza to say, while it's hosted at Plaza, we aren't organizing this thing. So whatever you think about this festival, you have some plausible deniability in case they announce the bands 2 weeks before, and the ticket sales, you don't know what you're going to do with that amount of time. So I think they're relying on the name a lot. The bands will play a big part. But I think Plaza and certainly everybody on Fremont Street is going to benefit. Nobody's going to come to a music festival and gamble or drink, but the rooms will be full. And I think it is beneficial for downtown. And you already have the murals, so there's no extra expense. Life is Beautiful was not.
We'd have to do more murals.
Well, they're beautiful. Life is beautiful, too.
I think if the question is it happening or not, you're saying the answer is yes, it's happening.
It's happening.
Save the date.
Right. What are the dates?
Okay, I'm not
That was going to be my question for you, Scott. Do you know what the dates are?
Is it in 2024?
Yes.
It is in 2024.
Is it in the summer?
We have plenty of
It's always summer in Vegas. Come on. But Well, hold on. We could jump into that in just a second, but I know Brian's gonna go, so thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Come and check out the BC Slots area.
See you tonight.
Yes.
It's my son's 7th birthday, so I'm going to bring him up there to watch you detonate the
Oh, sweet.
the
Okay,
TNT
cool.
tonight.
Looking forward to it. I got some lucky
9:15.
wristbands for y'all, too.
Oh, nice.
Always
All
good to
right.
refresh. I don't do that, no. Here you go. It's
you.
Banza, not Bonza.
All right, give it up for everybody for Brian Christopher.
Thank you.
He's taking his pineapple with him. Scott, why don't you move over to the middle seat? We'll answer a couple more questions before we wrap up.
You've been everywhere, Scott. I played pickleball for 2 hours this morning in this heat. It was brutal.
How was pickleball?
It was fun. We had some pretty cool stuff going on up there. I'm not sure I can say what it is, but it was a filming. No, can't say, Natasha. Filming for a TV show. That's where I'll end. And I was the example of how to play pickleball. Kill loves hearing that. Naturally athletic pickleball.
There are things you can genuinely brag about. Pickleball is one of those things.
Thank you.
Ahead of the curve. You did this before there was like national coverage of what a big deal pickleball was. It was totally off the radar.
All right, Gerber. What other
Congrats.
questions we got?
Well, a lot of it circling around
Bear.
the Life is Beautiful.
Everyone know this is Gerber, not Gary.
Yeah, I mean, we should talk about that at some point. I don't know how this nickname got started with Gare Bear, and then all of a sudden you slipped it into a podcast, probably maybe about a month or two ago. And now everybody on property calls me Gare Bear, so thank you for that.
That's adorable.
It's nice.
I know.
All
That's gonna stick.
2 more questions, because it is really hot.
Yeah, we're starting about. And thank you for everybody that's still watching us here live. It's going around Life is Beautiful right now. There's no details on the lineup, but they did confirm it's happening. That's great. Let me go back a little bit for any other questions we had.
If you say it carefully, if you say it's going to be run by the Rolling Stones, people will think that'll be the headliner, and I think you'll get extra leverage if people think it's the Rolling Stones. Oh, did I tell you I told you on the other episode about the Sphere and these shows?
Yeah.
It's actually starting. They're doing this Wizard of Oz thing. They're doing a U2
Well,
show.
don't reveal everything you talked on the other episode, because that episode's not going to be
So
very
this
timely.
episode is live and a podcast, and that episode was just a podcast. But it was the first one with video, so.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, your podcast is killing it. Slaying.
Thank you.
I mean,
Appreciate
it's
it.
genuinely my second favorite
Of
podcast in the country.
Oh, good. Thank you.
What's your
much.
first?
His. Joe Rogan. All right, let's go.
No, I'm going through right here. I think we kind of touched base on all the questions.
Want
Hold
me
on,
to ask?
Felton's
I
gonna
can
help
ask
me right here.
questions. What do you think? What's going on? Did we talk about F1 the other day?
We did.
Did we talk about why wouldn't the PinkBox guy talk about this land next to Fontainebleau? It's a big question.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Are we
Top
wrapping up,
secret.
Gary? It is hot.
Yeah, I think we're going to be wrapping up. There was a question about our all-inclusive package we rolled out. For more details, go to our website. But
It is pretty cool, though. Got a lot of love. And now, if we execute on it, maybe it'll become a more permanent thing.
Exactly. Right now, it's for the month of June, so come on in and take advantage of it. But we'll look about expanding it as we go forward. Thank you, Belton, for that.
Let's get the
take a
music
look
back
here.
on at the Carousel Bar.
All right. Well,
Thank you, everyone, for
that's
joining
it.
us.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
so
everyone
much
that
for
was
joining
live.
us
Thank you.
today.
Thank you, Belton.
Thanks for having
Thank
me
you,
on.
Bonnie.
Our
Thank you,
next
Bonnie.
live one will be when it's a little bit more cooler outside.
Please.
All right. Thanks again, Scott. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining us on the corner of Main Street.
Bunch of babies. Oscar Goodman would be out in this heat. He wouldn't complain.
You a fan of On the Corner of Main Street? You're listening, so we'll assume that's a yes. So share the love, rate, review, and tell a friend to subscribe. Also, follow us on Twitter and Instagram @PlazaPod, on Facebook, Plaza Podcast, and feel free to write to the man himself @Jonathan Jossel. We'll see you next time, right here on the corner of Main Street.